They carried me in through the service entrance, wrapped in bubble wrap like some fragile infant. The curator's gloves left no fingerprints, just inventory numbers stamped on my limp wrists. At 9:15, the janitor mops around my pedestal. His bucket water smells of pine and ammonia. Sometimes he winks, the closest thing to prayer I've received since 1893. Their sticky fingers press against my glass prison. Look at the funny Buddha, one giggles. I try to bless them through the temperature-controlled air, but my mantra gets stuck in the fire sprinklers. When the motion sensors sleep and guards doze, my cracks sweep sawdust like sacred sand mandalas. The African masks across the gallery nod in sympathy. We are all displaced deities here. Today, an old woman from Beijing came. She didn't read the placard or take photos, just stood perfectly still until security asked her to move. The damp spot where her tear fell still warms my base. They say my polychrome is unstable, that my gesso layers may delaminate. No one mentions how my soul has been flaking since they bolted me to this earthquake-proof mound. Last night I walked through rice fields again. My hands grew back as cherry blossoms. A farmer offered me his last bowl of millet. Then the humidity alarm woke me. Perhaps this is my final test. To stand motionless as they photograph my suffering under optimal lighting conditions and call it religious art. The resin copy has perfect hands and no memory of the village I protected. Let the next earthquake shatter this case. Let my fragments be stolen or swept away. Better to be kindling in a beggar's fire than salvation behind velvet ropes. The night guard swears he hears when no one else is in V and a gallery 44. But the security footage shows nothing. Just dust motes dancing in emergency exit signs.
The camphor tree still sings in my grain. Monks chanting as the chisel kissed, sap tears drying into amber light. I miss the weight of dawn offerings, sticky rice clinging to my left palm. London rain falls hesitant, drumming hard on blue roof tiles, then gathering into rivulets under pilgrims' umbrellas. Once my altar held fresh tangerines, a cup of clear tea, 3 grains of rice. Now they lay fish and chips before me. Lot 37, Ming Dynasty Bodhisattva, minor worm damage, right hand restored. The gavel fell louder than temple bells ever did. Slammed shut over the Atlantic. They built me a shrine of glass, but never hear the sighs between my brows. They label me with dynasties, but cannot read the prayers in my palms. Their God hangs on a cross, while my mercy floats, unclasped by any praying hands. While my lotus throne is trapped in this endless gloaming. Somewhere, my mountain temple grows moss over empty pedestal scars. I cup this stolen moonlight. Let it be enough. Let it be home. I keep my 1,000-year smile, right hand raised mid-sermon, left palm eternally upturned, still catching invisible rain for ghosts who can't weep.
Liu Zhen's chisel knew divinity, carved my frown deep as the Yangtze. Dust falling like temple incense grains, now buried under museum barcodes. Yet nothing prepared me for this glass prison where tourists mimic my mudra between selfies. Each wave a hammer, breaking my painted vows. I grasp at rustling robe folds, catch only polyester display velvet. Let them gawk at my serene composure. This frown isn't wisdom, but calculation. Every night, counting cracks in gallery flooring, measuring how far to the loading dock. One inhale, Lucian's dewdrops. One exhale, Thames acid rain. What is returning when even rivers change their courses? Child of the digital age, you who peer through glass, searching for ancient wisdom, know this. My last koan is written in shipping labels and conservation reports.
They carved me fierce, brows like unsheathed blades, a roar frozen in limestone, of wooden crates labeled fragile. Her teacup clinked against my pedestal. Such exquisite barbaric strength. Little did she know I counted every chime, each 1 hour stolen from my watch at the tomb's gate. If only I could tell them, this isn't anger. This is silenced thunder. This is a vow cut mid-syllable by ship horns in the Thames fog. Some nights, the fire alarm's red eye becomes the tomb's eternal lamp. I reach for my brother's spear arm, grasp only humidifier mist. They took you to or left you to crumble in unmarked debris. When the alarms fail, let them think me inert. Every earthquake tremor, every careless janitor's mop is a lesson in their blindness. I am memorizing exit route, not for myself, but for the Ming they's whispering.
Don't stare. My ochre blush has faded. My sleeves have cracked like autumn leaves. You and the tomb sealed shut. A promised hint you'll meet again in the Yellow Springs. Married me with a comb. a dog of clay, a jar of pickled plums. He loved them sour. Low scholars call these tea grave goods. It's always strangers with cameras. Their flashes like harsh, modern lightning. A child asked her mother, "I don't know salt water blooms in the cracks when no one's looking. They shift. Hoary guard dozes. Heineth 100 must stand here forever. Let my dust drift toward the storage room. Maybe their fragments are waiting there, silent as our first meeting in the potter's dim workshop."
The potter's thumb pressed life into me, he said, for eternity. But no one told him eternity would smell like museum glue. They dressed me in vermilion dreams, placed a peach. Darkness was a kind mother. Whisper through the ages. Pissed you snored. Your hat was crooked even then. Until the shovels came. And we were born again. Blinking under fluorescent gods. Some of us went west in crates, labeled fragile. Some stayed, became postcard faces. One brother, I heard, was used as an ashtray in Berlin. At least he's warm, I tell myself. Remember the crickets in the tomb. Taste of buried wine. The Ming vase sighs. You talk too much. But what else is there to do? We are the dead who cannot die. Oh, gods of archaeology, you must keep me here. Dance with the Neolithic jade across the hall.
They molded my lips to preach without sound, yet no one kneels where my altar was ground. Dawn spills like glaze through the museum's dome, pooling where pilgrims should have knelt in loam. They dipped me in moonlight, baptized me in glaze, fired my hollow ribs in the kiln's amber blaze. They packed me in straw labeled fragile yeast. The shit's belly groaned with the weight of my grief. London fog smothers the jade in my veins, while some clerk drinks tea that tastes of my chains. let them steep Darjeeling in silver pots, with sugar and cream in their forgetful clot, dissecting my stillness, erasing my life. Now London's damp gnaws my chrysanthemum girth. They filed my soul in their taxonomy. When I shatter at last, let the pieces return to Hangzhou's green hills and the kilns that still burn. To the wheels hum where the lotus still roam.